must have been registered and have their PVC. Demand 2, that the e-card reader must have been test-run all over Nigeria, or at most in some selected areas in the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria, in order to avoid the Ghanaian experience. Demand 3, that INEC should apply sanctions as provided by the law and adherence to the spirit of the Code of Conduct on all politicians who engage in character assassination and hate speeches. The failure of INEC to meet up with these demands within the stipulated time of the 31st day of January 2015 means that it has failed in this project, in which it has taken the Nigeria through, and the only alternative is the option A voting system, option A4 voting system. When people are attacked, you are not happy, you are not sure that you move around freely to exercise your democratic and your political ideas, then definitely democracy is in danger. And it behoves on every one of us to ensure that these things are not done.
You cannot disenfranchise sections of the people, and you expect the law to balance and at the same time support the illegality that you have done. Outrightly, you have just run an exercise in futility, because the section is clear that everybody must be involved, at least people that are of age. So what we are asking for is not something of a rocket science. It's something that we say, look, for everybody, except you have anything that we call an ulterior motive, except, like I told the INEC Commissioner of Lagos, that except you people have a kind of a predetermined, result or predetermined outcome, which is not known to all. If people say this is what they want, you have to give it to them. You don't have any other law than the law of the people. Even the electoral law that guides your activities are being made by the, the support and the agitations of the people. And if people now say, look, we want something to be done this way so that every one of us will be accommodated, I don't see anything wrong in INEC acceding to our demand. Don't just let the electoral process fail. You can bounce back on option A4.
Okay, press briefing yesterday from the Democracy Watch Group talking about issues ahead the 2015 general elections. We have Trust joining us now on telephone from Delta. Good morning, Trust. Are you there?
Yeah, please, I want to contribute on the issue of the hello.
Go ahead, Trust. Go ahead with the contribution.
The party issue that they're talking about.
Okay.
They are saying APC is trying to hack into the website of INEC. It's not only to be proven by photographs that is displayed. You have to bring computer analysts to come and analyze such issues, not displaying photographs. People are snapping photographs on air. That's it. They don't use photographs to hack. If you want to hack, you hack through computers. If you bring those computers they have hard disks, and those hard disks can be traced to dates and everything. Those are things that can be proven scientifically. Why are they taking pictures? Those things are not things that were proven by pictures. There are things that were proven by facts. Recorded all over the world, not pictures. Photographs are coming to start photographs. Can you use photographs to ask computer? Thank you. That's all I want to contribute.
It's all right.
Meant to tell the truth and tell Nigerians what is involved in things that they are doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Trust calling in from Delta. We have tweets also coming in. Olori Jandol says DSS just gave APC another cheap publicity. Marilyn is simply dancing to the master's tune. Isa Lukman says no amount of allegation from the PDP can divert Nigerians from the truth. We have seen their desperation to perpetrate this themselves in power. And this one says DSS should be truthful in their duties. Nigerians are wiser than before. After how many weeks now coming out with this allegation? Barrister Wale Ogunade, thank you for staying with us on the show. And we're also joined now by public affairs analyst Charles Eke. Good morning.
Good
Compliments of the season. Happy New Year. It's the first time you're joining us.
This program was in September.
Last year.
Yeah,
Oh,
last
wow.
year, and it's a wonderful experience.
Good to have you join us.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Let me start from Barrister. Just one question. Have you gotten your PVC?
Must.
You have?
It was a battle, but I got it.
Affirmative. Have you gotten yours?
I haven't gotten.
Why?
I have made repeated efforts. Now, I don't want to be biased. I will state it just the way it is. You've always known me, I'm not biased. INEC has a responsibility to not just only me, but over 170 million Nigerians. To do what? Ensure that the electioneering process is hitch-free. INEC, let me start by the sum that has been expended on INEC. Since 2011, I went to do the registration. Annually, INEC received nothing less than 90 billion naira from federal government. I'm not talking about the supplementary budget. For all this exercise, annually. Now, if you want to calculate between 2011 and 2014, that's 4 years, which is more than enough time to produce these PVCs that should have been effortlessly distributed to every Nigerian, and that is every eligible voter in this country. 4 years. Effortlessly. And this exercise should have been completed at least 6 months back, 6 months before now. And we are grappling with this messy situation just less than 4 weeks to election. Or say 5 weeks to election. The election is February 14th. And there is no magic. There is no magic that this exercise will be completed before that date. Because we are looking at a country that has a population of over 170 million. We're trying to be modest with 170 million. And going by the fact that the logistics at INEC's disposal has not been effectively and efficiently deployed to assess the nook and crannies of Nigeria. I'm not talking about insurgency here. I'm not talking about anything that has to do with capacity here. But we are looking at the time frame that between 2011 and 2014, 4 years gone down the drain, wasted, resources wasted, leakages everywhere, and we cannot tidy up this distribution exercise.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Welcome to Call Digest.
Hello, good morning. My name is Tochukwu calling from Anambra.
Tochukwu, how are you this morning?
I'm very fine. Good morning to everybody.
Morning.
Good morning.
Please, very quickly, I want to say that categorically that I think Mr. Wale.
Tochukwu, are you there? Tochukwu, are you there? I'm afraid we lost that. But he was kind of wanted to say something to you. Before we go on, you were talking about, you also recall what Mr. President said yesterday. He says that prior to 2011, we did not hear so much noise about the temporary voter cards. That probably the reason why there's so much noise now is indeed the fact that INEC must have taken a practical step in ensuring safer and better electioneering. That before 2011, nobody cared whether you got the card or not because you could easily vote even without cards. Wouldn't you say that probably we're being too much pessimistic in our analysis of INEC if you want to also consider the position of Mr. President in all of this?
There's what we call precision. There's what we call advancement in technology. The world has gone beyond this level we're operating. That the process has been redefined is no more an issue. We're talking about time frame. We're talking about the ability of INEC to effectively and efficiently manage this process.
Okay.
Without hitch. The world is watching. Nigeria is already a laughing stock. How do we redeem our image here? That is setting us back, setting me back. I'm a progressive. Everybody's asking for change. positive change.
Well, Barrister, Mr. President met with INEC chairman yesterday, and the order was clear and sure that Nigerians are not disenfranchised. Would it be too pessimistic on his part to have said that nothing can be done within the remaining 4 or 5
better
months?
late than ever. And that's why I'm happy. I'm sure you had our concluding discourse during our press conference, wherein we proposed that, look, if you can't go forward, then at least we can go back. Right? I mean, we are going on a journey. We don't know where we are going. Then we can go back home and put our house in order to move forward. And that's why we propose the option A4 thing. And if anybody says it's so simplistic or whatever, to the person, I will say no. Because it's a simple thing. Now technology has advanced, and our position is that option A4, all of us will queue, is going to take place simultaneously, and simultaneously means at the same time, all those who are going to vote will be at their various polling units. You vote.
Just a minute. I believe Tochukwu is back online. Tochukwu.
Yes, Tochukwu calling from Anambra.
All right, go ahead with your contribution.
Okay, I was trying to say previously that I think Mr. Wale in his previous analysis appeared more biased than objective. I just want to ask him questions. Is Mr. Wale trying to tell us that we should disregard the enormity of the danger posed by the revelation of the DSS? And secondly, in his bid to analyze the situation, is he trying to hold brief for the APC? Because as Nigerians, when truths are glaring, we tend as much as we can to disassociate logic, law, constitutionality from a glaring truth. See white, you know that white is white. If you see black, you know that black is black. What would a political party, as a matter of fact, a political party, not a corporate organization or an association, a political party, doing with materials that tend to teach people how to hack? These are questions that I can't fathom the answer. And over here, there is this idea that when a witch cries in the night, you should be wary because it will be in the morning. We are approaching a major election, and here is a political party being accused, alleged, allegation to have possessed such materials. And I think it's our duty, because of us as Nigerians, to start asking questions. So these questions are one. Is it legal or morally right for a political party to possess such materials? Secondly, what is the intention for such materials? And let us say as what as we can. So I want to commend the DSS for this very good work they are doing. And please, we should rally around behind INEC. INEC has been improving. Mr. Jega has been trying his best. It is good we analyze and criticize them constructively. Okay. But it is still our duty to support them. I think this is my thought on these issues.
So I thank you very much.
Before he goes, have you collected your PVC? I'm sure he will say he has collected.
Hello, Tochukwu, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you.
Have you gotten your permanent voter card?
Of course, I have gotten that. You see, many Nigerians who are having problems with those who never took it serious at the point of registration. You know, we like complaining. It's just like the way we want corruption. Corruption, my brother, includes when your brother or your sister goes to embezzle somebody's money, instead of you to go for his prosecution or even come for his arrest, you turn the other way around to provide him with finance to get the best money and the sentencing fee. Then you come back to federal government.
It's all right, Tochukwu. I'm afraid that's how much time permits us to take from you. You quickly want to react to that?
Well, unfortunately,
it's taking us back to the APC DSS issue.
There's no problem. I'm happy he himself just said that DSS has alleged, and that of course they have accused. Those are not political statements. They are what? Legal statements. So he has he's consented with me that these things are legal issues. So I have said, let's take it to court. It's not politics.
We'll get back to the option A4 idea because I really wanted to talk on that. But you made mention of the time, the limited time being not too enough to... There were opinions from, I believe, Pastor Tunde Bakare to postpone the elections. His reasons were security-wise. Some also are saying maybe if we add this issue of PVC to it, we might have something to hold on to, 6-month postponement. Would you subscribe to that?
Well, for me, I don't subscribe to the election being postponed. No. Already we're in this mess already, right? Let let us make provision for those that are yet to collect their PVCs. Okay, look, you haven't collected PVC as long as you have evidence that you registered in 2011, like I have, and I haven't collected my PVC. Yes, a provision should be made because of timing for me and so many millions of Nigerians who haven't collected their PVCs to be able to vote.
Okay.
Let's go and cast our let's go about the election process and know what the mandate of the people is like. Simple. The issue, the essence of this whole PVC issue is for the mandates to be, for Nigerians to register their mandates. Let's know what the mandate is like.
Barrister, what is this option A for suggestion you're talking about?
Yeah, the option A for is that we all queue on election day in our various polling units.
Okay.
Vote. The counters is about counting. These are the number of people there. Then, of course, based on that, they give each and every one of us our polling and our voters, our ballot paper. Okay. And your ballot paper, you go and vote. We have known the number of people who have been counted. After voting, they count the votes with those who have who are there. Shikenan, the result is pasted there, and of course, the social media, everybody, you take the picture, you go home with it. The party agents are there. Those who move the material, they move it. No controversy. They will move it to the collation center and they will have it collected there. The same thing, it must tally.
But of course,
it must tally.
The list of registered voters is still the list that will be used.
No, the issue of list of which registered voter. If my son, who is 18, wants to vote, you deny him, is his constitutional right. Someone who is 18, somebody is saying that some people want to, I'm talking to you now, those who are 18, they are not even in the picture at all.
But is it possible for someone to vote without having first registered?
Look, let me tell you, my brother, and this is another thing. When what made Jonathan the president from the acting president? Doctrine of necessity. Law is made for man, not man for law. We have a crisis on our hands, and you are telling me that we should forgo. Please, let's just look at things now the way it is.
Well, I'm also considering it logically that
there's no logic there. People, look, my brother. Look, every one of us wants to be blessed in the Christian world. So, and you know that the principle of blessing is given.
Okay.
Nobody will say he wants to be tight-fisted. Then they use my people from that Anambra and Imo. Then will say you use Akagom. Nobody will want to do Akagom system, and you expect God to bless you. So what do you do when you go to church? You must give your offering. Don't be so, my brother.
Very well.
So when you give your offering, or during that program in the church, there will be somebody who is given the opportunity to do what? To take an offering. Then the offering basket will go around the place. He will say, nah. That's where somebody there here will never put in offering. You hear shout from Anambra, you hear shout from Kaduna, you hear shout from Imo. We never put our offering, no. They will say, oh yeah, musician, they play music, go again, until there is deafening silence. And that's what is happening in this situation.
It's all right.
All over Nigeria, there is noise that we have not gotten our PVC to vote. And you say, no, they must continue with that system.
Let's quickly touch on other issues that are also arising. Msera, can you quickly get me that meeting between President Jonathan and governors of northeastern Nigeria, and we want to just find out the submissions of these governors who indeed are still insisting that elections must hold in these areas. But let's take this call while we fetch that particular report. Hello, good morning. Good morning, welcome to Call Digest. Are you there?
Good morning.
What's your name? Can you please turn down the volume of your TV set? I'm afraid we lost that. When you're calling in, please turn down the volume of your TV set so we can have a crystal clear communication. Do we have that report ready now? Okay, let's have it.
Conduct election, not spirits or anything. And the human beings that are there, because my take on it is that, are we giving up to the Boko Haram? Are we giving in to their antics by not holding elections? We have to tell them to their face that you can kill, as Malala Yousafzai said, you cannot kill our spirit.
Mr. President invited us, the three governors, where the states have insurgencies, to brief him on our security situation in our various states. We have come in, briefed him, and then we told him what the challenges we have been facing, appealing to the federal government to deploy more troops in addition to what we have on ground to arrest the situation in our various states.
Can elections hold in your states?
Definitely.
What are the challenges that you pointed out?
Well, we need more troops. The troops on ground we have in our various states is not enough to contain the situation.
The body language is clear. Stakeholders in northeastern Nigeria want election to hold. They are hopeful that with collaboration and cooperation with the Nigerian army, indeed things can be done. Charles AK, is that way forward at this time?
Of course. Of course. You, as the government, you have a responsibility to every Nigerian to provide security to life and property. So tell me the reason why you would not do that. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. Provide security.
How realistic is election holding in such sensitive areas, sensitive parts of the country? Bearing in mind this time around that this is a general election. We might not have the luxury of armed forces like we had in Ekiti State.
I love that question. It will help to take us back to the root cause of this problem that we are in. It will help to reveal how did we manage the states as a country to find ourselves in this doldrum. That's very simple.
What's your take on this? Pastor Tunde Bakare has already suggested a 6-month extension. Is that legal?
It's unfortunate that Tunde Bakare, a lawyer, will bring this idea because we run a constitutional government. So the idea of an interim government does not hold in a constitutional government.
Okay.
And even if you want to stretch it, as provided for in Section 135, that if the country is in a state of war, that's what the Constitution says. I don't think Nigeria is in a state of war. If the country is in a state of war, everywhere there will be insecurity in the land. That's why the Constitution means not a situation where 3 states, and of course not 3 states. And thank God you just played, so that they don't say, look at this man again, he's bringing falsehood or he's misinforming the people. You just add the governors. Except maybe they will accuse me again that I manipulated them, their voices, so I'm biased again here. Those 3 gentlemen made it clear that their states are ready. Because again, what is happening is about the number of voters in a state. For the president, they need 2/3 as I thought, 1/3 in 2/3 of Nigeria.
Okay.
And for the governor, he needs 2/3 into 1/3 in 2/3 of his state. So, and I don't think all the states in those 3 states, every part in those 3 states are overrun.
But hasn't the presidency has said several times that Nigeria is at war? We've heard that particular cliche.
Nigeria is at war. I agree with you. Nigeria is at war in that regard, but it is not in the sense of the Constitution that will warrant an extension of the tenure of this government.
Let's take this call. Good morning. Welcome to Call Digest.
Yes, sir. My name is Ali from Abuja.
Ali from Abuja. How's Abuja this morning?
Abuja is wonderful.
Please go ahead with your contribution, my brother.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. And I want to thank God for the life of Wale too. Wale is very wonderful this morning. The issue of DSS, the woman really made a very big point. Because DSS, as per its connotation, has to do with secret service. The issue that brought her to the public talk, I believe she has not gotten a very good fact to bring somebody of her caliber to the public, to the media, to display ignorance. I'm sorry for that language. Because the Boko Haram issue, which is the paramount issue, DSS has failed to come out with even tangible clue, just a clue to something, a pointer to even show that they are working. The issue of cloning or not cloning, to me, is a minor issue. To even bring the whole DSS boss to the media and start talking. Very, very unfortunate. But she's entitled to our opinion. Secondly, the issue that has been lingering in the air, also about Father Mbaka, and airing of his own view on the concerning what he knows or what he sees. And people are trying to crucify him with another big. A
a man of God who has his own duty to perform, doing the work of his God, and make a proclamation or a pronouncement or brought out his own view, and people begin to shout. God himself asked a prophet to go and tell a man that you will die tomorrow. Prepare your house and you will die. Within 2 minutes, the man did something, we don't know what he did, and the same prophet went back to him again and told him that he will not die again. Is it not God talking? He told Eli that I told your family before that you will be with me forever. But beginning from now, far be from it. Which everybody says a Christian, which Bible are they reading? Father Abaka talked about a month ago. Within a month and now, Jonathan must have done something that made God to change his mind. For example, Saul also has the same issue. I don't want to mention them. I want to hang up there, and I want to thank God for the life of Wale. What you are doing. You are doing a good job. We know what to do. We will finish the work very well. Option A for is the answer. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Well, you were not around when we started this issue of DSS APC.
Yes.
Maybe we should just quickly touch on it before we go, because there are also, the PDP is also asking the APC to explain their connection with MEND. You recall that MEND, the emancipation of movement for the emancipation of Niger Delta, also recently showed their support for the APC presidential candidate. Out of all of these two together, what are your thoughts along this line? First, let's start with the DSS claims that the APC is hacking the INEC database.
Well, concerning, let's look at MEND first.
Okay.
Where was DSS before MEND came upstream? Right? MEND has been in existence long before this election period.
Okay.
MEND has been has contributed one way or the other in trying to voice out the injustice in Niger Delta. Where was DSS then? Now, talking about the issue of what did you do?
Cloning. They are cloning. Accusing PDP.
Accusing APC of hacking into INEC database.
Let them come out with proofs, sufficient proofs. Let them come out with proof. Then let APC try as much as possible to justify their position on it. An allegation. I am not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, sir. As a lawyer, what is the balance in law? Is somebody not proven?
No, yeah, one is guilty after being proved. The principle actually is he who alleged must prove.
Yes. In a competent
court of jurisdiction.
Court of jurisdiction.
In a court of competent jurisdiction.
In a court of competent jurisdiction. That explains my position.
Vocabulary is here. Well, what are your ideas as regards this main thing? Because according to the PDP, they say that Nigerians should Nigerians expect a similar statement from insurgents, as regards supporting the APC.
Well, unfortunately, I just look at this as a political statement because I now will jump into the fray. Everyone knows that Asaris Dokubo has not hidden his support for PDP. And nobody cares. He is a Nigerian and everybody is entitled. That's what the Constitution guarantees. Freedom of association. So why will not? So as I sit down, if I say I'm a PDP member, nobody can crucify me for that. It's my right to decide who I want to associate with. The only thing that I can be ashamed of is now either to go and steal and start hobnobbing with somebody else's wife. That's the only thing that can be scandalous. But if I say I want to be a member of a PDP, a Labour Party, APC, or any party, it's my right, and nobody can use that. So it's just because they have no business, nothing to offer. Some people are joining. So let us discuss issues.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to Call Digest.
Welcome. Good morning. My name is Olumide.
Olumide, where are you calling from?
Niger State.
Suleja, Niger State. How's Niger State this morning?
I thank God you are everything.
All right, please go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, the respect of the DSS allegation.
Okay.
I want to believe that with the evidence being proved in the media, we all know that as a party, it's full of APC funds. As a party, there is a registered membership of the party. We submitted with photographs and forms. You understand?
Okay.
So for them going there to break into their office, they just want to play politics. The photograph does not mean hacking. It's not hacking into someone's database. Are they going to deploy all those links into the INEC database, and INEC will now issue a PVC for those people? So all these things are politics. And somebody has already said earlier on that woman needs to be thrown away from that place. And we all know that she's there to defend the interest of the ruling party for all what she said. The matter is in the court. I've already said by lawyers, let them go there with evidence and complete that. So the man is all other defense, right? But on the issue of the PPC, we all know, Nigerians know that the party, the independence of INEC, it is not guaranteed. Let us stop deceiving ourselves, Nigerians. Independence of INEC is not guaranteed. In the INEC, if together, I will be with all the commissioners to do. There are people there to reveal to the ruling party. And they know what they're doing. They left for 4 years just to register. And in fact, Nigeria, we are ashamed. We need to be ashamed. Look at that 90 self-rule. We do voting on it, we do registration on it. Why all this problem? It means not that they are planned to squander the nation, but there is God. Whether they like it or not.
There is God, though.
I thank the people for what they are doing. God will be with you there.
Amen.
Nigeria will one day survive.
Amen.
God will definitely take the situation. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much for your contribution, Olumide from Suleja. We're just going to take about 2 more calls now and get some final comments from my analyst on the show today. Don't forget that if you can't reach us on the phone lines, you can also follow us on Twitter at Core Digest Live, and you can drop all your comments and your contributions. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Welcome to Core Digest.
Yeah, I've been watching with interest your show this morning.
Okay.
This is Pam calling from Jos.
What's your name?
Pam Toy calling from Jos.
Pantoy. Can you spell that
Yeah.
for me?
Yeah, T-O-Y, the living toy.
Okay, T-O-Y.
T-O-Y.
Okay, go ahead with your contribution, please.
Okay, I heard Wally talking about option the 04
Option
for
A4.
the election. Yeah. I think that won't be necessary at this time because there are going to be so many crises. Because the Constitution, for now, if somebody turns, as you were saying, somebody turns 18, should just be allowed to go for it, haven't registered. And I think that's going to raise so many issues across parties.
Okay.
So I think what is there, people that are registered should be allowed for the sake of crisis.
Have you gotten your PVC?
Yes, I've gotten it.
Okay.
I've gotten my PVC, yeah.
And the process was quite easy for you, I suppose.
Okay, yeah, that's what I think. Because every party will bring up issues if everybody is allowed to just go in and queue in for election.
It's all right. Thank you very much for your contribution. Gentlemen, let's have your final comments on this issue. It's few weeks to the 2015 general elections. What else can INEC and indeed the electorate do right with this short period of time? It requires you to clear your throat, I guess.
INEC should be conscious that we are supposed to be giants of Africa. INEC should be conscious of the fact that the integrity of this process will either make or mar or cause anything like destability. INEC should be very conscious that the emotions of Nigerians are high now. INEC should be conscious of the fact that they are they are wasting our resources in this country. Okay. And INEC should be conscious of the fact that we don't have enough time to redeem our mistakes of the past.
It's all right. Barrister.
I really want to adopt his sentiments. Wonderful. Everything, the ball is in INEC's court. They have 37 days to redeem their image. Let all this cry and stop. I never get PVC. Stop. Then if they know they can't do it, option A4. We are proposing it. And we didn't make it out of promedial or just sentimental. It is after a careful research that, look, the way we see it, the only way forward is option A4 because this PVC thing has failed.
Just one more call and we'll call it a wrap on the show. Good morning. Are you there? You're our last caller of the show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Ade Ogunade from Kafanchan.
Ade Ogunade. Ade Banji from Kafanchan.
You have turned it to my brother. Anyway, he's Ogun.
Let's use Ade Banji from Kafanchan. Go ahead with the contribution, please.
Yes, I want to... My question is to Wale. I really appreciate what Wale has been doing. Because there was a question that was thrown to Wale.
Turn down the volume of your TV so we can hear you clearly.
Yes, I was not very satisfied with the no, the operator said that what about those people that they don't have PVC? What will happen to them? Are they not going to vote? Because many people in Nigeria, they don't have PVC. Okay? And somebody suggested that the election should be postponed 6 months later. To which I myself, I do not support that. Okay. But now, what happened to those people that they don't have that PVC? And mind you that recently we had that this APC, they hacked into the INEC database. So what are they up to? And if it is that, those people that they don't have PVC, are they not Nigerians? Are they going to be cut away from casting their votes? So I think this is what Nigerians really need to look into. And Wale, I will like Wale because Wale is doing very good. Wale is a man, yes, he's a real Nigerian. I really appreciate that. I myself, I would like to even identify with him because how he presented, the argument and everything on television today. In fact, he's really a man. I like him very well.
Wale for presidency.
I want to now tell us that what will happen to those people that don't have PVC? Are they not going to vote? Thank you so much.
Thank you for your contribution. Wale has stolen the show today. You have just one minute to
the answer is option
contribute.
A4 now.
Okay.
That's my pain.
Thank you,
option
gentlemen.
A4.
Thank you very much for joining us today. Barrister Wale Ogunade is a human rights activist and is also the president of helping with that name Voters Awareness
Initiative.
Charles, aka Fantastic, public affairs analyst, thank you very much for joining us today. Gentlemen, we hope that subsequently, when we call on you, you'll also be a chance to join us again. That wraps it on the show today. On behalf of my crew, of course, my producer, Emmanuel Ajayi. Of course, Emmanuel Ajayi face now appears on the people, so you can tell who the producer of the show is. On behalf of everyone behind the camera and everyone here, a big thank you to you. If we could not pick your call, please forgive us. But you can follow us on Twitter. Tweet at us at Call Digest Live. We'd love to hear from you every time. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Stick around for the top of the hour news and join us again tomorrow.
You can now watch Core TV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to Core TV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click Core TV. Leave a space, then news. Core TV News, a 24-hour news station.